Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the Medicom Mafex Scarlet Spider. Now, taking a look at the front, we can see that the figure is showcased in your standard Mafex window box packaging. And if we turn the box around, multiple images and panels showcasing the figure in multiple posing positions with his different interchangeable parts and accessories. So with the box out of the way, let's go ahead and crack this figure open and let him breathe.
Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at the new Mafex Scarlet Spider-Man. I freaking love this thing. This has been one of my most anticipated figures from Mafex, as I absolutely love the Scarlet Spider, aka Ben Reilly, whatever you want to call him. But this design is just freaking awesome, dude. Today's still one of my all-time favorite Spidey designs. The 90s were a great time for comics when we got characters like this, and I just think he's so freaking dope, man. I think Mafex has been killing it with their comic book line of figures, especially their Spideys and their Batmans. Holy crap, they've been doing such a good job, dude. But I love how this turned out. Now again, this is a pretty simple figure for the most part. I mean, like, unlike some of the other Spider-Mans, he doesn't have all the web lining. He's pretty much just a simple red body. I mean, even if you pull up the shirt here, it's just a red figure. So very, very simple, very basic, but that's all he needs to be. You got those awesome silver web shooters right there on his wrist, looking really great. You got that really nice belt, which just looks so good with the brown and silver paint apps. And then, of course, again, because it's the 90s, he had to have pouches. Even Spider-Man had pouches at this time, which is great. Again, a little bit of silver paint on there, on the ankles, looking really good. And I absolutely love the little hoodie, little sleeveless hoodie that he has here. It is done on a soft goods material. I freaking love that. You got the offset spider logo right there on the chest, and then you actually do get a pulled up hood with a bendy wire in it, so you can like form fit it around the head however you like, which I think is great. And you could adjust it and things like that. These tassels do not kind of hang the way I want to, so you gotta mess with them around and get them the way you want, but still, dude, this is such a cool looking figure. Again, Mafex has just been doing such a good job, and I'm saying that as I used to be a Mafex hater. I hated their products. Their QC was just garbage. Obviously it's not perfect to these days, but they've been doing so much better, and now I'm a giant fan when it comes to figures like this. So now we're going to get into the accessories here. Of course, we're going to start off, we do get a Mafex stand, which I always do appreciate that they actually give us stands with pretty much every figure, which is always awesome. We do get a ton of interchangeable hands, things like closed-fisted hands, web shooting hands, flipping hands, web swinging hands, wall crawling hands, open palm hands, all kinds of things that you're going to need for your Spidey here, which is great. You even get those magnetic hands and magnetic feet if you want to put them on some type of metal surface, like he's wall crawling up something like your refrigerator, which I think is really, really cool. I love the fact that they do that. We also get a bunch of web effects. Now, a lot of these we've seen before with different figures of Spidey that we've received in the past, which is, again, is very, very cool. I love that they actually did that. But we also do get some new ones here, which you see a lot of like swirlies and things like that. Again, that is very 90s. That is very almost like McFarlane. I think he's the one that really started like all the swirly webbing and things like that. So you do get stuff like that, which is, again, very cool and very much fits this figure. So I'm going to give you an example here. So you got this one like this, which again looks really cool. So for this, you're going to take a hand, and then you're actually going to feed it through the bottom here and slide the hand all the way down like this. And then this is just going to kind of like loop through the forearm there like that, and then it's going to kind of wrap around the wrist, and then you can make it look like he's web swinging and things like that. So that's very cool, man. Again, you do have the different options, but I love seeing stuff like this, which I think works great for this figure. And for our last few accessories, we do get, of course, interchangeable head sculpts, which I think this is a lot of fun, man. So we do get the standard head sculpt, what you see there on the left, which looks really, really nice. It's a bit very much more of a semi-modern Scarlet Spider, which I think, again, looks really, really great. You also do get one that has a little more bigger eyes, and it's a lot more angry. I think that one looks fantastic as well. But for me, the one all the way on the right with those big pointy eyes, again, very 90s, almost McFarlane-like. I think that looks so cool, man. That is definitely my preferred version of Scarlet Spider. So as you can see here, that's the one that I'm going to display on this guy, because again, to me, that screams Scarlet Spider. It was a very unique look for this character. So I definitely have to have this version right there. So again, all of the head sculpts look great, but for me, this is the best one. So now I'm going to go ahead and run down articulation, as Mafex figures do tend to be pretty good. So the head and the neck are on separate ball pegs, so you get lots of good motion right there. It does turn left and right, up all the way that far, down all the way up that much, and pivot side to side beautifully. Arms can go full 360, up and out that far. We do get a butterfly socket joint in there, so you got lots of good motion to help bring his arm all the way across his chest like that, which is great. Rotation at the bicep, double jointed elbows that work nicely, rotation at the wrist, as well as a hinge at the wrist. You get the double ball peg in the midsection, so that rolls around just buttery, dude. That is so nice. Does rotate left and right, crunches back and forth like so, so that works out really good, and then pivots side to side. Oh, you do get the pull down hip feature on here, so you can kick up and out that much, which works very, very nicely. Back, not so much. Splits out all the way that far, which is great for a Spider-Man figure. Rotation in upper thigh, double jointed knees, and then we get rotation and hinge at the ankle, as well as a sweet ankle rocker, and then we do get toe articulation. So overall, I freaking love this dude, man. Holy shnikes. I love Scarlet Spider. Again, he's always been one of my favorite characters. I just think the look is just so awesome. And again, Mafex has been doing such a good job. So the fact that they gave me one of my favorite Spidey figures of all time is just so much fun for me. Fingers crossed that they give us a Spidey 2099. And I'm talking like old school comic, not the new cartoon version. I'm talking old school comic Spidey 29, because that's my all-time favorite Spider-Man version ever. So again, this thing is so badass. I know he's expensive. Mafex figures are pretty expensive, but if you love Scarlet Spider and you can afford it, I think he is definitely a must get.
So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and Mafex Batman figure. Also for comparison, here he is standing next to a few other Mafex Spidey, being the classic Spider-Man, Black Suit, and the greatest one, Webman. And just for fun, here he is with little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the Mafex Scarlet Spider. And as I've been saying, Mafex has really stepped their game up over the past few years, especially with these comic book-like figures. And honestly, in my opinion, I think Mafex is making the best Spider-Man figures you can possibly get right now in this particular scale. They're so beautifully detailed. I love things like the soft goods hoodie with the wired hood. I think that is so perfect for this guy. It works out great. The paint apps are very minimal because he's pretty much just red plastic, but the silver paint apps and things like that all look really nice. I love, of course, the 90s whole aesthetic with things like those ankle pouches. I just absolutely love this figure, especially the head options are so good, especially giving us that more classic pointy looking eye. I think it's perfect. I love the new swirly web effects. Those are awesome. Again, very 90s. I love that style so much. And again, just works great for this figure, man. If you love Scarlet Spider, just aching for a really great figure of this character, this is definitely the one to go with. He's damn near perfect for a Scarlet Spider. I think you would love him for your collections, and again, he is definitely a must get. So be excellent to each other, and stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.